So we're gonna do a quick hero review. He's the bot hero that we got on the budget run, so I figured it'd be cool to do a review for him. I just recently swapped this account. It's the most paid account. It's actually my friend's account, but it's mine. I gave it to him, but I still go on it for content and stuff. It's a high tier 14, almost tier 15 account. Only like 3 weeks of playtime on it. It's about 1,000,000 power. He's asked me not to show the name or anything, so I'm not gonna show anything. I'm gonna stick to it when I use this account to show stuff, not showing off anything. But basically, we just swapped it back to Dwarf for content purposes, because neither of us have a Dwarf account. We have leeches and humans and Rakens and no Sylvani either, so that'll be my paid run next. But basically, these are his base stats because I have 60 power points into him, or might points. I have 20 magic points into him. So these are just his base stats from what I have in him. He's maxed out. These are his abilities. So when you're building him for mech, or for dwarf, you actually want him to have a high mech count. You don't really need spray and pray 180%. We're gonna show you a few different things. Kind of give you an idea on what to look forward to. He's just really broken. I don't even know where to put points. We'll do it for the heck of it. Why not? First, we're going to show off his raw power. And we'll reset him just to do this. So we are going to max out that. I'm going to show you. Basically, this is how you would build him for any race but Dwarf. You want to just focus these abilities. And it's going to make him a very broken character very early on. You can do Rocket as well. I actually do Firestorm, so you can take out certain heroes. That's just me, because then you still have some points left over for Rocket at the end. Very, 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 very deadly. He's a very good hero. So just to go through, he is a mech hero. So he will die faster to scorpions, he will die faster. He's also a large unit, so he will die faster to things that do damage to large units. But all around, he's a very good character. He uses 3 energy because of how broken he is. He's probably the highest damage output in the game other than Mako. But so this brings me to DPS versus long-term damage. So I would say Mako is better long-term damage in a fight because Jaques runs out of ammo. But nobody in the game has a higher damage output, meaning DPS per second, than Jaques. All of his abilities are geared around speeding up his attacks. And so is Mako's, but it doesn't compare. I know everyone wants to think that Mako does more damage, but realistically, every fight you see Jaques have full ammo in combination of like Grims and a high dwarf account, the Jaques usually comes out on top with the damage. So I think it really it's geared around your circumstances, but Mako can put out a lot of damage too. But I'd say DPS, raw DPS goes towards Jaques. So if you're trying to kill something quick, I think Jaques is the way to go. Yep, so that's how I'd build him for a power moment. What I would put on him for items, because I've already showed you how items work, even though that would actually be kind of cool. But you want to put items like this on him. Get high might, high stamina for ammunition, because he's basically all might, except for this ability and this ability for command. Basically just jack his power up. You want to get his set. Siege battles last 5 seconds longer. There's actually better items for him. To show off what I'm trying to show you off right now, but that's his max set. That's what I have for a max set. I didn't get a red one on this account. I got a red one on the other accounts though. So we're just gonna put all of his max damage set. I believe this is when we stopped playing, is when we started getting a lot of this stuff. A lot of the reds I have, I won in events. Yeah, so as you can see, I've won a lot of these events. Like, these weren't even like items that I got. Here it damage. I mean, that could potentially... I would put this on Mako. I wouldn't put it on him, but for this circumstance, we're going to do it. But yeah, that's a very broken Jax. We're going to pause. We're going to head on in. Does he have the more broken? Two. Oh, they're all 18, so... right. We're going to pause, go into the dungeon, show you what he's made of. So I figured what dungeon better than Leech to demonstrate kind of just what Jax can do, because Leech really counters him when spiders start summoning and stuff. They really start to do a lot of damage. Or not damage, but summon a lot of... I'm speaking stupid. Summon a lot of things that waste his ammunition, and once he's out of ammo, he's no good. I also made snipers and miners on this account because I'm going to show the usefulness of miners and snipers in the next event coming up. It's one of those farm events where it's like really high enemies, high level enemies, so I think it's perfect to show counter concepts. A lot of naysayers on miners, hating on them, but we're just going to do Jax right now, so let's see what he can do. This is power specific, so we're just going to go right away with the power attack and just watch what he does. Yeah, I understand these are only tier 8 troops, but it's just to show off the raw power of Jax. You know, he can pretty much finish anything on his own. Once he runs out of ammo, it is going to get harder for him. He also can't be rooted or stunned when he's in spray and pray mode. But as soon as his spray and pray is over, he can be. Yeah, so as you're actually going to see here, is he's probably going to lose this. Or maybe not, because he does so much damage. But yeah, very easy for him. I might even have to slow this down just to show. I can't, because it's a dungeon. But yeah, you're just seeing the damage he can do. He absolutely takes things out with his shrapnel launcher, with his rockets. There's no competition. He's very, very high damage. And I'm going to max out my Mako real quick and drop Mako in, just like I dropped him in. And I'm going to show you the difference, because everyone seems to believe that Mako's a higher DPS character. He's not. He may have higher damage. He may hit harder, direct damage. But when it comes to raw fucking damage output, I'm going to give it to Jax. Even in the end game, it's just Jax. He may not kill things, and I guess that's why people get misconstrued, is because like Jax won't necessarily kill troops late game, because he's doing... Alright, let me retry. Jax may not do enough health damage to show late game, so it doesn't look like it, whereas Mako can actually crit blast people. So we're gonna start off with the firestorm this time, just to show you kind of the raw damage it can do. Look at that, it massacred him. And then we'll follow up. The good thing about doing it this way is you can follow up with the spray and pray after you take out the priority target. And now you're going to see he can't be stunned. He might even do better this time around too. Speed it up. Great thing about having lifetime. Yeah, so look at that. He actually did way better. You're seeing that raw damage again. I'm going to pause again. Alright, so we're back at the heroes. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to set him up for helping his mecha troops. And we're going to take off some items. We're going to boost Mako's power really quickly. And I'm going to send him into the fight. And we're going to see who did better. Now we're not even going to look at stats, because we're really just trying to see who can do more damage. Now obviously if Mako can do the damage that competes with Jax, then he should keep himself alive, right? That's the theory. You can compare those numbers at the end to which one had higher stats. I think it's... Honestly, I don't even think he needs a max kit, and he can probably compete with Mako. And they're both maxed out. Yeah, it's still pretty close. What is that, 5 point? Yeah, so if we took that off, my Jax would actually still be a higher power, even with the lesser items on. It's kind of crazy. Let's go test out Mako. I didn't do a Mako review video too, so I gotta do one of those. Actually, we'll do a double hero review, Mako and Jax. Why not? Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, now granted, I do understand that Mako would have shined better against mech unit rather than these guys, but let's just see what happens. So right out the gate, already not doing as good as Jax. So you can see he does do a good amount of damage, but it's nothing compared. So let's just pause real quick. We figured it's probably unfair because Mako didn't have any abilities, even though I have all of his passives upgraded, like crack shot and stuff like that, the ones that you would want. But I figure we'll give him a couple abilities, try to keep him in this fight longer. Because again, we're trying to show the full potential of the hero. So bam, he takes all of that out. Let's just see if he can compete with Jax. I know he can't because he's gonna die to the spider, but actually that did a ton of damage. So let's see what happens. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We are gonna speed this up. So he does do a ton of damage, but as you can see, he can't really compete with. Okay, so I understand people are probably saying like, "Oh, you didn't keep him alive, and that's why he died." But that's actually not the case. The thing is that his DPS is not as high as Jax, and that's just the result. His damage is higher. I'll give that to him every single time. That his raw output is significantly higher than Jax, but having your raw output be significantly higher doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a higher damage per second. So yes, he hits critical damages. Yes, he hits a lot of damage very hard and very fast. But the matter of it is that at the end of the day, Jax is getting speed up bonuses from almost all of his abilities. You know. So I would say we're gonna show off him with mechs to show you the HP bonus that they get. You know what we'll do? It's kind of hard to show that with him. Well, let's try it. Okay. So now the reason I did a tank and a mech set is because I think they both technically count toward this move because they're both mechs. It would have been better to do this against like a leech with high level scorpions, but it's okay. There's not really a way I'm going to be able to show this. I'd have to do it with like Gafgar. Not so much Jax because he's just going to wreck everything. This is with the mech bonus. I don't know, I mean they're actually doing some decent damage to them, so it'll be interesting to see. People underrate tanks for the record. So as we can see, all the mechs are still alive. They ate quite a bit of damage. Okay, we're going to do the same setup, except the difference this time is that Jax is set up for damage and not set up to help the mechs. Now obviously his command and things are still going to help out, but let's just see what happens. He does so much damage. I mean, like, we could even put Mako into the same team, because he's not benefiting the mechs right now, and just see who completes this faster. So that's 47 seconds. So let's end this quickly. Actually, none of them died again, though, so it didn't really matter. Alright, so now we have Mako set up for the same thing Jax is set up for. We're going to put them in the same position and everything. Same troops. Now, again, I had nothing on Jax that would benefit these tanks and stuff, so, or the mechs. So this is really just the difference between the two. It was 47 seconds with Jax. And we didn't lose any mechs. We're now pushing 20 something seconds, 25 seconds. So there you go, guys. When it comes to raw DPS, Mako does not take the cake. There's a 4-level difference, I guess, but you know what? Give me a second. Yeah, so it didn't matter. I can't get him all the way up in level right now. So we're just going to do a quick Mako review. These would be the items that you would want to build him. You want to build him based around might. Have his stats look like this. This was our Jaques. So we finished the Jaques review. You guys now know how to build him regardless of what you're playing. And you now know that they're damage dealers of the game. They're very high damage dealers too. But yeah, you want to have him with critical chance concepts, attack speed concepts. This is good. Attacks have a chance to poison the enemy, but there is better for him. I just don't have it. But yeah, high power, high might. That's pretty much it. And then if you're playing like the rack and race, you're going to want to have crossbow mastery leveled up, because that'll give you health and damage percentages towards your crossbows. So, alright guys, that's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one.